Peace, love, and light, everybody. You are now tuned in into Spiritual Shenanigans with your girl, Coco Kitten Bruja, and I am back. So, as a heads up before I get into this for the new folks, I curse a lot, often. So, now's your chance to go ahead and head on out because I'm not reading any think pieces on black women cursing on podcasts or whatever joy stealing shit y'all gonna talk about today. Anywho, I am bright-eyed and bushy-tailed greeting y'all in 2021. We made it, right? We survived the absolute foolishness and fuckery that came with 2020, and for that, we are blessed and we show gratitude, right? I want to take a second of silence for those who unfortunately did not make this trip into 2021 with us because of coronavirus. Okay. Now, I have so many ideas for this new season, right? Especially seeing as season 2 was a smooth 8 episodes like a rushed HBO series. My bad, y'all. Life came at your girl fast as quarantine hit. But we'll get into that shortly. I have a lot of ideas for you guys. Episodes about social media, about alchemy, and spirituality as a business, as well as all of the life building things that I normally rant and rave about. So much stuff. I feel like as I've evolved this year, so should my content, right? The fuckery will still be sprinkled in. Don't worry. Tipsy Tarot Tuesday is coming back. I like getting drunk and talking shit. But I absolutely miss connecting with you guys through this podcast. And you guys have made me feel so comfortable with my voice and flexing this throat chakra that I am also now on YouTube, for those who did not know. So on days that I'm not uploading Tipsy Tarot Tuesday, you can find collective readings, deck reviews, all kind of stuff at Coco Kitten Bruja on YouTube. So go subscribe and all that shit. And no, this is not going to be a whole episode of me plugging all of the new things all of the resin stuff that I'm doing at prismbyckb.com. It's not that. But it is going to be about my updated testimony. I feel like being gone for 8 months means that I owe you guys an update, a edge snatch, a word or two, all that good stuff you guys have known to come from me. And really over the course of the last 8 months, I have learned more about myself than ever before. Really understanding truly who I am, the measures of my strength, because boy, and also the depths of my ego, which, child. I've come to understand money in ways that I didn't even know existed. And I've been treated, tried, and blessed over and over in the past 8 months. And it has made me so grateful for this vessel that my spirit occupies. If you guys go back, it might have been my second episode ever, second or third. That was my testimony up until that point. And that was a little over a year, maybe. No, it was about a year ago. Well over a year ago, maybe. And in that space, thinking about that particular episode up until now, it almost feels like a lifetime ago based on how I've grown, how I've come to understand myself and spirit, and just the ways that I've seen my manifestations happen. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And a lot of my testimony comes into play with my relationships, separation is not easy. It doesn't matter how long you've been married, how amicable it may be. I did move out of my marital home last year, and it forced me to really deal with things I had the luxury of avoiding while sitting within my marriage. And that's mainly my role in its demise. Now, there are things about my marriage that would have led to its downfall, regardless of how unhealed I was when it came to my own issues. But I know that I could have done things better, right? Even when it comes to this separation, which will also ultimately lead to divorce, I could have done things better. And that's not always an easy thing to come to grips with. I feel like a lot of times it's very easy for us, especially when leaving is a no-brainer, right? When it comes to abuse, when it comes to cheating, when it comes to all of these things that are an automatic deal breaker, it's very easy to hold on to, I am the victim and that person's the bad guy, right? But it takes a lot to understand, yes, this was a deal breaker. It's easy to sever ties, but what role did I play in it? And I'm not one for victim blaming. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there are times where I could have left sooner, or there are times where I shouldn't have shrank myself. There were times where I could have been louder. These are the type of things that I'm talking about where it comes to what you could have done better. Sometimes there is nothing you could have done better. There are times where the bad guy really is the bad guy. But I want to challenge you guys right off the bat here and really think about all of your relationships, whether it's platonic, whether it's romantic, even if it comes down to business. When there are things where, yes, it's clear who the bad guy is, give yourself that full circle moment and really think about the role that you played in something. Now, if you absolutely cannot for the life of you see anything that you could have done better, then by all means, keep it pushing, boo. But there are going to be times where even when it's cut and dry, you're not the problem. There could be places there that a lesson is there for you outside of, well, I know not to mess with that type of person again. You see what I'm saying? Just a note of reflection. But I mean, if you're in a relationship that ended after years of cheating, like I said, yes, you can say it's over because he cheated, but it continues because you didn't respect your boundaries. You see what I'm saying? You didn't know your worth sooner. And we've all been there. I was there. You'll always hear me say that every decision you make is filtered through self-love and boundaries, right? And I came to that realization even more as I began to unpack my hurt, my pain, my expectations, and the guilt that came with failing at marriage. And I'm still doing it. Literally, we talking about less than 2 weeks ago, this past Christmas was the first Christmas that we were actually fully in separate homes. And I felt awful. And it was actually more sad because I was sad, right? Like, I got what I wanted. I left. And I left on my own accord the way I wanted to leave. And I'm in such a better place for it, right? I left a marriage that wasn't good for me. So why am I sad? Why do I still feel hurt? And having a extremely amazingly insightful conversation with a very dear friend of mine helped me understand that even though my situation has drastically improved, I am literally living, breathing manifestations, right? I'm still allowed to grieve a life I thought I wanted that never came to fruition. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. It made me feel, it made so much sense, because it's something that people don't really talk about that. Yes, we are grateful for the blessings we've manifested, Yes, we're glad we're in better places. And yes, dear God, we're glad we're not in that relationship anymore. But when you have this idea in your head for over 10 years and you finally grasp that it's not what's best for you, it feels like a dream shattered. That's some heavy shit, right? And it's okay to mourn that. It's okay to grieve that. And the healing comes with time. It's like some things just don't need to be fixed. They just need time. And that's okay. So after that conversation, I allowed myself to grieve. I cried. I ugly cried. Like ugly boo-hoo, snot, stank ass crying, right? And I felt such a weight off of me afterwards. Even having that conversation, I felt good knowing that I'm okay to grieve what I thought I wanted, despite the fact that I have even better. That's okay. It's okay. One of the more cooler things that happened to me, especially after I moved out of my marital home, I got the opportunity to quit my job and like dive head first into what you're listening to right now. I am now full-time self-employed when it comes to my spiritual work, when it comes to my resin work. I'm a whole LLC out here, right? Like, what? I am thriving, slaying cards and resin, baby. Like, I'm out here. But that also comes with lessons and healing, right? I learned that I am very much overproductive in order to like avoid feeling like I'm depressed. I've battled back and forth between understanding where my depression got me and pretty much taking that energy and turning it into overproducing, right? Like when I was at my lowest a couple of years back, I would literally lay in bed all day. I didn't cook, I didn't clean, I just laid there. And now, like, I work hard. I do all of the things, but the problem is I burn myself out. So removing my 9 to 5 forced me to find the balance because I didn't have the excuse of, oh, I need to clock in and I need to do these hours. Oh, I need to clock in on top of everything else, right? All of that is gone. That's 40 hours a week back that I got of my life. So it's like, well, what do you do with these 40 hours? I admit that I'm still working on this balance because I have weeks where I do all of the things and then I burn myself out and then my friends get pissed like, we told you to set your ass down. My tarot cards, I'll keep getting the 4 of Swords over and over and over again. And I know that neglecting these messages is going to wind up, I'm going to physically get put on my ass. And I don't want that. So it's definitely trying to find the balance of allowing yourself grace, allowing yourself rest, and making sure the job gets done, right? But it's also helped me understand that it's okay to not do something every single day. You know, be present and relax. Because no matter what, the work will be there. And you may not, though, if you continue to work yourself in the ground. And again, that comes with, I'm getting the spiritual messages to lay down, to sit down. Soon, Spirit is going to give me the physical message that I need to sit my ass down. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm good on that. So it's still an ever-growing process for me. I have expanded and reformatted my belief system a lot. I have been digging into my hoodoo heritage as well. And I've also adopted the study of mental alchemy. I've come to understand that I've been practicing alchemy for years and had no clue what it is. But we will definitely get into that in a next episode. I can get into that for quite a while, and I don't want to start that conversation. We will definitely be having that conversation with a special guest very soon. Now, in regards to hoodoo, I am finding my way with that. learning my family tree and soaking up knowledge from like reputable people and a lot of different books. It has not been easy, but I do know that I will find my way. It's time for me to really understand who I am, and where I come from, because that's always been something that it's not that I didn't care. It's just not something I ever really thought of until now. And it's definitely time for me to find my family, right? I'm not saying that I was adopted or anything. It's just, I never really knew my extended family. I pretty much my mom kept us close to the chest. So it's time for me to branch out and get to know other parts of my family. And I know that there's deep hoodoo ties in it. And what's for me is always there. I'll find my way. And I know my ancestors are proud of me with every step that I take. So, I'm not really worried about it. Now, real quick, I'm not going to act like this whole personal pan pizza pandemic hasn't nearly drove me fucking crazy, because it has. It absolutely has. Homeschooling children and the outside world give you enough stress to absolutely lose your shit. But I am staying strong. I am establishing boundaries with my children. And I'm also learning how to navigate getting things done without leaving my home. Because it is crazy out there. The fact that I can now do a good 85 to 90% of the things I need to get done without leaving the house, it has been a godsend. A note to parents. You have to let your children know that you are a whole person outside of them, and you do not exist to cater to them 24/7. Unless they're an infant. In that case, please take care of your babies. But establish boundaries with your children, because it's a great way to instill the value of said boundaries as they get older. Now, my children are 5 and 8. And it's easier with the 8-year-old, obviously. And with the 5-year-old, they're starting to understand. But when you set these boundaries, especially while we're all in the house 24/7, all day, all the time, you have to set up boundaries, because your children don't know any better. All they know is mommy. All they know is daddy. And when they get bored, it is mommy or daddy's responsibility to entertain them. And you have to explain to them that it is not. My children know that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's no TV. So it's time to get creative. It's time to use your imagination. Do I provide little projects for them? Yes. But am I providing an entire day's worth of an agenda? Absolutely not. It's time for you to use your imagination. It's time to set boundaries, and it's time for mommy to have some time by herself, right? Establish those boundaries and let your children know that you are a whole person outside of just being a mother. And I feel like me not doing that initially is part of the reason why I spiraled as much as I did some years ago, because I lost my identity. I lost who I was. And I feel like now I'm a better parent to my kids by not being around them all the time. And I'm saying not by being around them, simply meaning that I'm in a different room. Mommy has her time in her room. And you guys can do what feeds your imagination. And they come up with some wild shit, let me tell you. But that's just a quick recap on the past 8 months, the different things. I can't say quick because this is damn near 20 minutes. I'm sorry, y'all. But that is a recap with some hidden gems in there that I hope you guys were able to take away. What I'm going to do is pay some bills with this quick little commercial, whatever, blurb, whatever they call it. It's real quick, and then we're going to come back and we're going to pull some cards and we're going to do the damn thing. All right. So if you're like me and you're just starting out on your podcast, or, you're looking for a different platform for your podcast, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And, Let me go over a couple of points for you. It's free. That's the main thing. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer because I keep my phone on me everywhere. So it's super convenient for me. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, like pretty much everywhere. And you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything that you need to make your podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, we're going to pull some cards and really quick, a couple of things. So, if you mention one of the cards that you hear in my DMs at Coco Kitten Bruja across all social media, I will throw your name in the hat for a free reading on the next episode. So, holla at your girl. I am now doing video readings. So what that is, especially if you love to hear my voice, I have all different types, but it's a 30 to 45 minute video via YouTube. It's like your own personal TV show where I'm dragging you and snatching edges. So if you are also interested in that, you can always hit me up in my DMs at Coco Kitten Bruja. And today we are going to pull using the Destiny deck by Lisa Santine. And I am going to welcome you guys into 2021 with a complete edge snatch using the Rebel deck. So let's just dive in. And I apologize for the shuffling in your ear. The acoustics are what they are. Oh, goodness. Cards want to be a little stiff right now. There we go. One more good shuffle. Now let's see what we got. So we have the Devil. The Seven of Swords. Ooh, wee. And the Six of Wands. Well, now. All right. So it's a whole lot of fuckery brewing right now. A lot of temptation being slang around here. And I feel like that's a nod to, it's very easy to slide back into 2020's energy, right? With the foolishness, with the fuckery, with all of the just random foolishness happening, right? It's so easy to sit in that energy because after a whole year of this crazy quarantine, we've gotten comfortable with just sadness. We've gotten comfortable with just grief, and we've gotten comfortable with depression. And this Devil card, it very much feels like being trapped in that, right? Saying, you know what, whatever, that's the way this year's been, whatever, I guess so, nothing's gonna work out for me, going into this belief system that everything is always going to be bad. And so when you start to sit into that kind of energy, it's easy to let like paranoia set in. So you start to worry about everybody around you and like all of the things that come with these negative energies, this negative vibes. When you start to think the worst happens, right? So now you start getting paranoid about people, places, and things around you, and you pretty much attract dishonesty. You attract people coming in and doing you dirty. If that's all you talk about is, you know, I got haters and everybody hates on me and I know y'all plotting on me, blah, 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 blah. That's what's going to happen, right? And I feel like a lot of you guys are dealing with this right now where you feel like almost like your back's against the wall and like you have all of this negativity around you. And 2021 is not the year for this. It's not. Because you were supposed to leave all this shit in 2020. You're supposed to release all of these people, places, and things. You're supposed to release all of these nouns last year. Because you cannot step into 2021 with the same lower vibrating thoughts that you had, 5-6 days ago, depending on when this drops. 5-6 days ago? And I know it's easy to say, they're just days, sometimes it takes longer to release that energy. That's fine. Release that shit now. Because 2021, here's the thing about 2020 and 2021. 2020 was a year for you to cut the grass, to see the snakes, to see the mounds of fertilizer untouched. You see what I'm saying? 2020 was the year for us to sit the fuck down and see life for really what it is. And then make the decision if you want more or do you want to stay in this shit. And based on these 3 cards, it feels like some of y'all are sitting in this shit. And that's the wrong road to travel. Because if you're going to stay in 2020's energy, expect 2020 to continue at this point. Because if you're going to sit with all of this energy that's not serving you, all of this temptation to backslide, all of this ego-based shit, because that's exactly what this is. You're going to leave yourself open for people to come in, betray you, lie to you, steal from you, all of that stuff, because you're not letting shit go. Everybody that's over here on social media talking about, I got haters, I got this, I got that. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't even subscribe to that. If you hating on me, I don't know. Because I'm not bothering to check for you. I'm too worried about myself. If I got haters, that's not my business. Straight up. Because I'm not going into 2021. Well, I'm not in 2021 to be worried about who hating on me. If anything, if somebody hating on me, thanks for the motivation. Thanks for letting me know that, I'm going to tell you right now, and I said this a while ago, haters are the best pieces of manifestation because they believe in you more than anybody else. I'm going to say that again. Haters believe in you more than anybody else because they see what you're doing and have already put it in their mind that you are better than them in all of these different facets. They helping your manifestations and don't even know it. So what you worried about them for? What you worried about a hater for? Keep it pushing. Get out of this bullshit 2020 energy of, woe is me. That's just the way things are. Blah, 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 blah. Get over that shit. Because the moment that you get over that shit, now we step into 6 of Wands energy. You start getting the good news. You start getting the victory. You see what I'm saying? You start getting recognized and everything that you've been trying to manifest. Well, you finally got out of your own way by letting go of this devil and this 7 of Swords energy. You finally let that shit go. You step into victory. You step into your manifestations. You step into the good news of getting approved, of getting, random money. I'm going to tell you right now, if you follow me on YouTube, you've seen my collective readings. There's a lot of money happening in 2021. And I'm not talking about for the rich. I'm talking about for those of us who are in the lower tax brackets. There's a lot of money happening in 2021. And if you want it, you can't step into it with 2020 energy. Period. You gotta let this stupid shit go. And I know I'm getting really real with y'all out the gate with this first episode back. But the cards are what they are. And I haven't even touched the Rebel deck yet. That Rebel deck is about to just... If your edge is gone, it's coming for the mid-scalp hair at this point. Because it's time to let it go. Now, I know this isn't going to be for everybody. And again, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But what I'm seeing right now is a lot of you guys are stuck in this ego-based bullshit energy. And that's exactly what it is. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not holding y'all with baby hands. I'm not. Because it's 2021 and there's money to be made. There's dreams to be manifested. We stepping into some real shit. Because 2021 was for you to understand that this is not the life meant for you. Or here's a peek into what your life is supposed to be. Now you think about how your 2020 went and think about which way you're supposed to be going in 2021. You either need to change or you need to keep striving. Which one is it? Because I can tell you right now, it's a lot of people that needs to change. Because now you're walking into 2021 with 2020 energy trying to figure out, 5 days in, why am I still dealing with bullshit? Because you didn't switch up. You cannot live a life of ego-based energy and expect to live lavish. Or excuse me, not even live lavish, live fulfilled, live peacefully. Because it's a lot of motherfuckers living in luxury that are miserable. We talking about living a life of peace. Coins might come with it, but ultimately the goal is to live in peace. Which is what the Six of Wands could be, as long as you guys are letting go of the bullshit from this Devil and this Swords card. Now I'm gonna pull the Rebel deck. And I'm only gonna pull 2 cards from the Rebel deck. And I know it's about to be some shit. Funny thing is, the day I'm premiering this is the day that this Rebel deck review comes out on YouTube. So, after listening to this, if you like to see what these cards look like, go check YouTube. Eat your fucking vegetables. Eat some shit made by Mother Nature. And you are giving too many fucks. Give 0. I can't make this up. Now, when it comes to eating your vegetables, feed yourself, whether that's spiritually or physically. Feed yourself better. Feed yourself healthier foods if we want to take it to the physical, but at the same time, feed yourself spiritually to where you're not sucking down all of these ego-based emotions. Start moving towards a healthier lifestyle, both physically and spiritually, because you need both. And that's a message to my damn self. I'm going to drag myself today. Now, you are giving too many fucks. That is pretty self-explanatory, which goes back into this Devil and Seven of Swords energy. Guys, what other people think of you is not your business. And I know most of you have heard that before, but it's very true. Stop giving a fuck about other people. About what they say, excuse me. I don't want you guys to start turning heartless and then, well, CKB told me to stop giving a fuck about you, girl, so I don't care. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, when it comes to other people's opinions, when it comes to other people's projections, when it comes to other people's expectations, if it is not in line with who you are, where you want to be, and the shit you trying to manifest, baby, stop giving a fuck. Stop giving a fuck. Card said give 0. I'm going to say remove 5. So you should be in the red when it comes to fucks. Because if you know what you're doing and you're on the path that is spirit led and it's bringing you closer to peace, who gives a shit what anybody else has to say? Because their opinion is not your business. Right? That's all I'm going to hit y'all with today. This episode is long as hell. Jumping right back into it. But you guys have come to know nothing less from me. I love y'all. I mean, even with the hiatus, you guys have listened to the podcast so much. And I've had so many people ask me to bring it back. And I wanted to months ago. It just wasn't time. And I feel like in this space, in this moment, now was the perfect time to bring it back because I'm a better person. And I always want to give you guys the best version of me possible. And in this very moment, I am the best version of me now. I'm only going to get better from here, baby. So I appreciate you guys being here with me. I appreciate all of the love. Again, check me out, CocoKittenBruja.com. PrismByCKB.com. We got whole websites out here now, guys. 2 of them. We live in large. Subscribe to the YouTube and holla at me. Until next week, guys. Peace.